All right, so let's turn to the Dark Triad and
why don't you just call it the axis of evil?
The Dark Triad.
Yeah, why don't we just call it the yeah.
That should be our podcast, the Dark Triad.
I like that. Well, we need a third person if we're going to be a triad. Dr. Drew? Yeah, exactly.
Well, guys, I can tell you that the Dark Triad has really kind of entered popular culture too, because, every now and then I watch this TV show called SWAT. And last night, I think somewhere they were rerunning an episode where they were chasing this criminal. And amazingly, they said this criminal has these three characteristics: Machiavellianism, narcissism, and psychopathy. And they actually used the words, the Dark Triad. So this is something that we're going to see a lot more of.
Interesting.
As time goes on. Let's get to it. So with the Dark Triad, a high score in Machiavellianism is a 3.86 out of 5.
Well, I'm sorry. What is this? Pi? 3.86? 5? 3.8? Why the decimal?
Just because of the thousands of people that they've tested.
I see. I misunderstood. So the average is a 3.8. Sorry, say that again.
3.86 because
out of 5 is the average. Okay, yeah. People seem pretty evil out there.
You'd asked about the number of bubbles, like the strongly distributed.
Right, I got it.
That's a 5-point scale. So
got it.
3.6 out of 5. Okay.
Got it.
Narcissism, a high score is 3.68 and above.
Got it.
And then psychopathy is a 3.4 and above.
And psychopathy is sociopathy, I'm assuming.
People define, again, this is a debatable point, and people get very theoretical about this. I make a distinction between sociopathy and psychopathy. Sociopaths are people that are manipulative and really don't care or don't really appreciate that you have feelings. You're just there to serve their needs, right? Mm-hmm. A psychopath doesn't have feelings. So I think they're really kind of assessing in this scale sort of people's ability to appreciate emotions. I think that's what they're talking about.
Are there any good psychopaths?
It's a good question. There's such a thing as pro-social psychopaths.
Right.
And there are, I have friends that work in this field, and I don't want to get destroyed for this one. This is not my opinion. This is an opinion of a couple friends of mine who work in the field of psychopathy. They feel that Bill Clinton was a pro-social psychopath. Mm. He was interested in doing things that were good and good legislation and helping people, but he had no trouble exploiting this young intern and didn't think anything of it. That's a pro-social psychopath.
I could see it.
But is fucking an intern really because I feel like a lot of powerful men do that. They're just like, yeah, fuck the intern, obviously.
Did you see the Clinton affair, the documentary?
No, I haven't. I should watch it.
I want to watch
it.
It's much more profound.
Really? So where can I watch that? Just to not to promote it. I just am genuinely curious.
I think it's on Netflix.
Oh my! How did that?
I know. I never
How did that not show up on my Netflix page? I'm watching that tonight.
It's on Amazon. I can't. I'll look it up here right now. But it was.
I'll find it. It's called The Clinton Affair. Okay.
I was shocked at what he did today.
Really?
I have a question, just real quick.
For years, it really was something else.
When I was younger, I envied Monica Lewinsky. I thought, she's getting all this fame for fucking the president. I wanted to be her so bad. I thought she was lucky. What is that? Because
good
even
question.
I wanted to be with Michael Jackson. I wanted to be with Jerry Lee Lewis, all these people who dated minors and stuff. And then the intern, I was she's so famous, she had to fuck the president. I want to be at this level where SNL is parodying me. What is that? Because I still obviously I know it's wrong and gross now, but I still was I romanticized that. I thought that was so cool. I was I wish that was me. I still wish it could be me with the president,
Interesting.
A couple things. I mean, that's sort of Machiavellianism, right? Anything to get the job done is sort of Machiavellianism. And then that one question you answered where, I'll do anything to get all my needs met or whatever that was, that's kind of that, isn't it?
You want the fame and you saw that they achieved it easily.
Oh, I was that's all you have to do to be famous?
Was suck the president's dick?
That was and she was sexual. The president wanted her and I was I want that. The president wants to fuck you. That's so cool. I thought that was an honor.
Huh.
I still would love to have sex with Bill Clinton.
You know what's funny? I had the same thoughts.
What?
About Monica Lewinsky. I'm just kidding.
I think it's on Netflix. I'm
going to watch the shit out of that, man.
I should
It's a
watch it.
great documentary. I'm like, the scales fell from my eyes. Boy, it was. Ooh.
I'm super interested. I wonder what it means about Hillary too, because she stayed with him. She knows what the kind of guy he is. I mean, it's very, it is very, house of cards, right?
You should be aware of this, Trisha. People with borderline disorders tend to be very attracted to sociopaths.
Oh, I know that.
Sociopaths to them. So it's just whenever.
Why is that?
Well, nobody really knows that I know of, but whenever we would get a sociopath and a borderline on a drug unit together, we'd have to go to great lengths to keep them apart and prevent them from having sex.
Huh?
Because it would
I
screw up
believe
the
it.
treatment.
I wonder if it's because the sociopath knows how to manipulate them and has no qualms doing it.
Maybe, and the borderline sort of believes it. You know what I mean, and wants to go with it, and they're very entertaining and makes them feel good.
Oh,
I've never broken up with a boyfriend. They've always dumped me. I've never broken up with someone. True story. Yeah. I just don't want to lose anybody. I'm just like, you know what, just stay. Even if they cheat, give me STDs, I'm like, whatever. It's fine.
STDs?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely
shit.
stay with people on that. Yeah.
What's
That trauma
bro?
bonds
Let me
you.
see your hand. the tone of your hand
Oh my god.
versus your face.
I'm a
cracks me
little
up.
tan in the face. Okay, it doesn't matter. Let's go.
I
See, he just
noticed-
jabs at me and
Yeah,
it's totally
I
fine.
know, it's
the
fun.
minute I say one thing about him, it's like
That's
crossing
not
the
what
line.
happened.
It's not even what we're talking about.
I just noticed.
Do I say, oh, you have baby hands, put it next to your face, your huge head with your baby hands? No, I don't say that because that's rude.
It's just makeup. I don't have baby hands.
Put it next to your face.
It's on Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime. Everybody.
All right, Amazon Prime. Let's move on.
Okay.
Some people have accused Trisha of being a blackfish. You know what that is?
That's not.
It's someone who tries to look black, who's white.
Okay, well,
Thoughts?
I am 18%
we have-
Moroccan.
We have
so.
2 doctors here.
All
What
right.
do you make about blackfishing?
I'd never heard of it. till
No
this
comment. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, let's
Because
continue.
it's stupid.
Poor Dr. Young is in way over his head.
moment. I at least knew what I was getting into.
Yeah. Willingly came back.
All right.
So, looking at the Dark Triad, let's just go through Ethan's scores. On Machiavellianism, you got a 2.33. And remember, a high score is 3.86. So
Wow.
you're below that level, quite significant.
So wait, a 3.8 is, I thought you said that was the average or that's the high?
That's considered high.
And what's average?
They don't really report
Oh,
the average, but anything above 3.86 is considered a high number. And you're a 2.33.
Below average yet again.
So, okay, nice. I mean, that's good. I feel happy about that.
On narcissism, you're a 2.44, and remember the high score was 3.68. So you're below on narcissism.
Feel great about that too.
And then
Now, is that consistent with my previous narcissism score? Because it seems higher.
No.
It's consistent.
I think it's consistent. The scales are a little bit different.
Mhm.
You're a little bit higher in narcissism on this scale than you are on the other one, but not significantly so.
I see.
And then on psychopathy, you're a 1.77.
Dude, I'm like the least psychopath.
3.4.
So what does that mean about me as a person, doctors, if you would analyze me based on that?
We
Well,
have to cover this again.
You want to call me a cuck again, Dr. Drew? It's not what I brought you here.
Bring it up again.
Just tell me I'm a great person. Perfect. Okay, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
I think it really
look, we
means-
all know Trisha's the shit show here, so
Well, first of all, thank you. I like being the titles and the headlines. Like, I like the attention for sure.
Yeah, then
But I
why do you
think
complain about it?
Maybe this test is saying, like, maybe
Why do you complain
Be a
to
little
me?
more.
Why do you complain
about
to
what?
me?
I say I love doing the show. I'm the one that pushed
No,
to not quit
you
the show.
you text me. You go, stop putting me in the headlines. Stop putting me in the highlights.
Because he wanted to continue the show without me today to get the revenue on this without me. I said, let me be on it
It's not
together.
at all about revenue. It's about.
It is you saying Trisha.
Wait, I wasn't going to do it without you.
Yes, you said you were. Anyways, you said you were going to do the show without me by
No.
saying we talked.
No,
and
I
that
wasn't
we're-
going to do the show without you. I was just going to explain what happened.
By using me in the title. He says, Ethan talks to Trisha. I said, don't use my name in the title if you don't need it, because that's like, I'm not getting the monetary value off our drama.
Okay, whatever.
Okay, well, anyways, that's all I
Well, you're
said.
the narcissist.
But
You're the dark triad over here. I'm just kidding. The doctor's like, don't do that. I'm just kidding.
Thank you. Honestly, we can only do the show with them. I feel safe with them here. They actually know what they're talking about. You just honestly go
Look,
off at me for no reason.
Look, you feel safe with them. I don't know what's their score on the Dark Triad. I'm low.
Well, I'm too scared of you for being too low on the Dark Triad. Like, why aren't you a little something?
So okay,
a little life in you.
A little life in me. Does it mean that I'm lifeless? That I'm low on the Dark Triad?
No, but I worry about you coming to your own defense and being able to.
Really?
I wonder about good boundaries, which is again why I think Trisha gets you going. Gets
Dan. Dan, you know me. You know me fairly well at this point. What do you think about the narcissism and the Dark Triad low scores?
I think that it tracks. I would say the only one that surprises me a little bit is what was it? Was it the Machiavellian that he was like a 1 point something on?
That was a psychopathy.
Oh, psychopathy. Okay, because you can be pretty cunning when it comes to you're a shrewd. Well, no, you're a shrewd businessman, and you make smart moves. And
he's not really. When I address the highlights, he goes, "I have no control over the highlights." I'm like, "It's your channel and your employees. You have all the control over the highlights. What are you talking about?"
But I guess Machiavellian really means.
Well, hold on. Those are two different things,
right? It means it's more manipulative and
because to me, when I do something, it's not like I feel like I'm not being deceptive. Like making good decisions about business or relationships. I feel that honesty is a large part of how I maneuver myself in business and in relationships. You know, but like when you say psychopathy, that. Again, just to clarify, that's marked by a lack of emotion. Is that what that means, or what?
If you're way up on that scale, it's difficult.
Lack of emotion. Okay, I see.
So you have emotions. You're like a human, which is good.
I'm human.
Yeah.
I'm very human. I'm extremely human.
But Ethan, I think overall, if you have a low score in the Dark Triad, basically we're saying that you tend to not be a manipulative person. You're not particularly callous. You're not particularly selfish.
Right.
Those are the kind of things that a low score would indicate.
Right.
I think it's good to have a low score on this one.
So let's talk about.
I agree.
Trisha.
I feel happy about that.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. All right. Well, that's
both be narcissists on the show.
That would be a disaster. Well, that's nice to know.
So Trisha, on Machiavellianism, you got a 2.67, and remember the high is 3.
Seems good.
Yeah.
0.86. So again, you're relatively low in Machiavellianism.
Okay.
Nice.
On narcissism, you got a 3.55.
Oh.
Remember that a higher score is 3.86. So that's consistent with your NPI narcissism score.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit high, but nothing out of control.
Not high, average probably, because I'm below the high.
No, you're almost to the high.
Right, but I'm not high at that level.
And then in psychopathy, you're a 3.0, and kind of a high number is 3.4.
So she's fine.
Yeah.
Which
so like, if I could summarize, she's not a saint like me, but she's like a plebeian.
I'm not a psychopath. I'm not fucking my intern.
No,
you're not a psychopath. But even that score kind of surprised me because I think you're hyper emotional, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't understand that score. It didn't fit for me for you.
Right.